So here we are on the 16th, start of a new day. I did a roll for initiative. The Germans rolled a 5, the Commonwealth rolled a 7, so the Commonwealth have the initiative. And I think since they started this whole thing, they're going to take it. And I think the first formation who will activate will hopefully be the support group, and we'll see if we can do a little bit more damage to back before all this German armour comes hurtling out of the sun towards us. There are no replacement points in this scenario, and there are no weather, and there are no air points in this scenario, so there's nothing really to roll. We kind of just can go straight in. So let's roll for Snafu for the support group. They're still very much in a +2 situation. No modifiers, so we roll away. We rolled an 11, so more than enough to give us the full a full activation. Just in passing, somebody had asked about me using these little cubes and things, and I do it just obviously to give it a kind of even more visual effect, I think, but I do think it's quite useful when you're playing something like this, and especially probably solo, just to focus and keep you on track as to objectives and things like that. Obviously, you don't need them. You can play easily enough with other things, but just by way of entertainment really, and because I'm kind of a visual person, if you like, I quite like lots of these things. I also sometimes use these as like objective markers. So that's the single objective marker, if you like, but you could do a double tap like that where it's got the ring around it as well. It's a completely kind of, it depends how much you want to kind of pimp your game table, I guess. For me, it's just a way of doing different things. I mean, a little while ago, I did some little, I did these little things which I used for reserve markers for Tunisia OCS, which you could use to kind of like denote the different allied formations and the different Axis formations. They're just little things that it's just something else instead of just the counters. I mean, we always run this line, I suppose, because a lot of us come, well, not everybody I know, but there's a lot of people come from minis or from figures, and we might have played that in the past, and I think people go to what they enjoy the most, and then there's people who stay with miniatures, and miniatures, it's the spectacle, it's the view, and I think if you've used miniatures, which I have, and I still have, I've still got quite a lot, although they're all in an attic, they never see the light of day, unfortunately, because I think for me this is a level up in terms of simulation, if you like, and recreation, which for me, obviously miniatures always have the thing of the visual spectacle, but they struggle to give you the kind of gaming experience and knowledge that you would get from something like a good military board game. Anyway, I digress. We were going to do the support group. The support group just rolled a full activation. So in terms of movement, I think the only thing we would do is we need to replace the missing unit. So we shall bring this unit up and slot him in there. Gives us again our comfort zone. Sorry, I should have placed double objective zone on back again. So there we go. Do we need to move anything else up? I think we might just move some of these guys up, just so we're in position for future rounds. Those are just the support markers. We put those to there, and the support group can go and stack with that guy there. Sorry again, I should really have turned that over already. And once again we'll go in as we did before, so attack from here, assist from here, just take that unit off there, So we can see he is still a 5, he's still in prepared defense. Let me just get the relevant tables again just to make sure we go through this correctly. So for the Germans, we have a starting point of 5. He's supported, so it's 6. Prepared defense gives us 7, and the terrain gives us 8. For the Brits, we start with a 4. 2 for the suppression takes us to 6, 7 for the assist, and 8 for the double tap. So we are on a straight roll, so we're looking to get a good high roll here. Fingers crossed for the support group. And we've rolled a 10. Okay, that's an A1. So the it's a loss to the Commonwealth because the enemy is in prepared defense. So we can get that ready for that guy. However, it's also a loss for back, and he's only got 1 step left on that unit, so that is that unit removed, which means that we will advance after combat. Which means that we need to roll for back's HQ to see if we have a hard or a soft jump. Now this is just a single die roll, and we rolled a 4, and if my memory serves me right, that is a soft jump. So essentially we can just reposition after the movement of this unit, which we've now done. We can simply reposition how we wish. So I think what we would probably do is we will place back here, back here, back here. We'll put his trains back there. In fact, why don't we go back 2 more and put them on there. Hello, hello, hello. If I put them there, it interferes with. But I don't think there's any. There's no crossing the streams in this particular game, which that would be crossing the streams if 15th Panzer were running down that road to their combat trains there. Actually, that's off the map and you can't even see it, so I'll move back out the way basically. Yeah, I suppose I better show you that, because otherwise it won't make any sense at all. So we've pulled back into Solemn, so we can just kind of put these off the back of here if you like. We can take that off fairly safely. We can roll for fatigue, and they roll a 5, which is all good, means they stay fresh. So we roll again for a second activation, but we rolled a 1, so there's no second activation for the support group. So the support group, excuse me, support group is now done. But they have achieved their objective, because now what it means is we have secured the Halfaya Pass at that point, which I believe is the victory hex point for the pass. So at the moment the Commonwealth are in a good position. but obviously there's a big day ahead of us here, because there are 2 panzer divisions about to be activated at some point along the road. But that's the end of the first Commonwealth activation.